You mean nothing to me anymore. Never set foot in this house again. My father's harsh words echoed in my ears, supported by John, my soon-to-be husband. I left my family home in tears right after graduating from high school. My name is Amy, and now, at 36, I am a farmer. It's been 18 years since I walked away from my family home. From this point on, the time I spend living my chosen life will surpass the time I spent in my family home. A thought that fills me with sentimentality. Our family home was in the city, with my father working in a corporate job and my mother as a stay-at-home mom. It was a family of four, including my elder brother born a year ahead of me. My parents were the sort who made no secret of ranking their children, with my brother always receiving preferential treatment. The meals we had and the grandeur of our birthday gifts were consistently superior for him. He flaunted his supposed superiority and always belittled me. Loneliness and cries for attention punctuated my childhood, but my parents remained unyielding. I eventually gave up, and the turning point in my life came during the summer of my second year in high school. My brother, aiming for a top-tier university, was struggling with poor mock exam results. Frustrated, he vented his anger on me. My parents, treating him with utmost care as if he were a fragile object, piled household chores on me, leaving no time for my studies. Because I outperformed my brother academically, they attempted to lower my grades to boost his spirits. It made no sense. It was during this time that a teacher at my high school mentioned a rural experience program, a 2-night getaway immersion in country life. Students could stay at a host farm, harvest vegetables, and cook together. It was an opportunity to escape my toxic home environment, and I bravely signed up for it despite my father's objections. He had always dismissed agriculture as a career for those who couldn't secure corporate jobs, while my mother scoffed at me, questioning my sanity for willingly embracing manual labor and getting dirty in the mud. I defied my parents' opposition and used my saved pocket money to participate. It was the first time I'd ever gone against their wishes, and it turned out to be an excellent decision for me. Starved for familial love, it was a truly wonderful experience. Working in the fresh rural air was invigorating, and I discovered the warmth of a family. The eldest son of the host family, John, was a year older than me and the same age as my brother. At first, I was wary because of his age, but John was nothing like my brother. He was kind yet firm, got along well with his parents, and was equally kind to me. John's parents were genuinely gentle people. Though it was only 3 days, parting from the farm left me in tears, and John's mom cried alongside me, saying, "You're welcome back anytime." I promised that I would indeed return. Since they didn't use their cell phones much, I started writing them letters regularly. Before long, I began receiving replies from John, and it evolved into an exchange diary. We eventually started dating, a pure, long-distance relationship without even a kiss. As my brother failed to get into his first-choice university and ended up in a third-rate private college, I became a college applicant. However, my parents pressured me to get a job instead of pursuing higher education, claiming women didn't need an education. The real reason was likely their fear of me attending a better college than my brother. Since the rural experience, I had dreamed of becoming a farmer. While I could become a farmer without attending college, John was a college student who had moved to the city. Deciding to pursue a college education and aiming for a new form of farming with a clear goal in mind, I dedicated myself to daily studies despite interference from my parents and brother. Upon passing the university entrance exam, my father erupted in fury, questioning if I, as a woman, intended to attend a better university than my brother. My mother joined in, claiming they couldn't afford to support me because my brother needed the money. Devastated by their words and a massive argument, I chose to sever all ties with them. John, now my in-law's son, came to pick me up, and they generously supported my college expenses. 4 years later, I married John, never contacting my parents or brother during my college years. However, when my in-laws insisted we inform them about the marriage, my husband decided it was time to visit my childhood home for the first time in 4 years. The timing was chaotic during the planting season, so we could only make the visit at the beginning of summer. My husband, in-laws, and I arrived with sunburned and darkened faces from working outside. To our dismay, my parents and brother openly ridiculed us upon our arrival. My mother, in a condescending tone, questioned our financial status, stating, "No offense, but how old are you exactly? You must be quite poor to be working until you're all dark like this." Feeling mortified, I pleaded with her to stop, but she ignored me. My brother smirked and taunted, belittling those engaged in physical labor. I turned pale as the gentle smiles on my in-laws' faces froze. My husband firmly declared, "With all due respect, we are proud to be farmers." My father condescendingly laughed, disowning me at 18 and stating, "Just to make it clear, you're a stranger to us now. You're marrying a poor farmer who has to sweat and work hard. We're going to treat you as if you don't exist. It'll be a problem if you come asking us for money. We don't want to see you anymore." Already disowned at 18, I knew I was on my own, even without explicit confirmation. Despite this, I tried to maintain courtesies. The sympathetic looks from my in-laws and John were difficult to bear. On the way home, I quietly wept and resolved to forget about my biological family. Time passed, and 18 years flew by. The emotional wounds had thoroughly healed. I had given birth to 2 children, and my days were busy but fulfilling. Although I had virtually erased the memories of my parents and my brother, I was informed by a cousin that my brother was getting married. My cousin and I had always been close, occasionally meeting even after my marriage. At the wedding, my cousin said, however, I hadn't heard anything about the marriage plans of my parents or my brother. "Well, since we're estranged, it's true that there's no way for me to know," I replied. "I heard they are building a new duplex. I wonder if it's completed." Apparently, both my parents, my brother, and his wife planned to move after the wedding. My cousin knew about the estrangement between my parents and me, that they seemed to think that I would attend weddings and funerals. After finishing the phone call with my cousin, I impulsively dialed my mother's cell phone number. However, I was met with an automated message saying, "This number is no longer in use." I tried calling my father next, and again, the same automated message. Had they changed their cell phone numbers? I didn't know my brother's number, so I couldn't call him. With trembling fingers, I dialed the landline for my family home, and it connected. My heart was pounding as I waited for someone to pick up. "Hello," my brother answered. "Brother, it's Amy," I said, hesitating over what to say next. About to offer congratulations, my brother cut me off. "There's no need for you to do anything. You're a farmer or a stranger to me. Don't call me," he yelled, and hung up the phone. I rushed to call him back, only to find that I was already blocked. This was harsh. No matter how much he hated me, we were still family, and it hurt to be rejected like this. Seeing my distress, my husband was concerned and gently asked, "What's wrong? Did something happen?" I couldn't hold back my tears any longer, and when I told him about the conversation, both my husband and my in-laws were as furious as if it had happened to them. "Your home is here, Amy. Your family is with us," my mother-in-law reassured me. Her words moved me to tears, and I wished she was my real mom. She cared about me much more than my blood-related mother ever did. My father-in-law said, comforting me, "You're happy now. That's all that matters. No need to get hurt. The one who laughs is the winner," he added. My husband chimed in, saying, "Let's take them as a bad example and make sure we don't turn out like that, even for our children." Not knowing the situation, he hugged me tightly. "Thank you, everyone," I said, feeling warmth in my heart, realizing how happy I was now, even though I wasn't blessed with a supportive biological family. However, things took a drastic turn when my business was featured on national television. My in-laws, originally large-scale grain farmers in the American Midwest, who also grew a wide variety of vegetables and fruits, had a lot of produce that didn't meet the standards. I had studied food business in college and spent a lot of time figuring out how to sell all the produce without waste. Backed by the local farmers union, I started an online business selling jams, juices, and pickles made from slightly damaged fruits and vegetables that couldn't be sold as they were. My business was a huge success. It was a hit with moms who wanted to feed their children safe, domestically produced food, and seniors. The demand for nostalgic homemade pickles from those who cherished the taste of yesteryears led me to build a company. I collaborated with young women, like myself, who had married into farming families and unemployed individuals. Over time, it flourished into a $5 million business. Our success story garnered an in-depth report, and following the TV broadcast, we received a deluge of attention, orders, and inquiries. Amidst the constant ringing of both the company's phone and my personal smartphone, an unknown number caught my attention. Without much thought, I picked it up, only to discover it was my estranged brother. It appeared he had seen the national television feature on my success and wanted to borrow money to start a business. Swiftly and firmly, I rejected his request. Undeterred, my brother persistently screamed over the phone, urging me to stop arguing and give him the money, asserting that if a woman like me could start a business and make money, he was bound to be successful. The irony struck me. This was the same brother who had previously declared me a total stranger when I was just a simple farmer. Instead of responding to his pleas, I questioned him about why they hadn't informed me about the move. His surprising answer revealed that my brother's wife, a city girl, had influenced the decision to cut ties the moment my name was mentioned. An insight into her character led me to believe she shared the traits of my brother and parents. A few hours later, an unknown number called again, revealing itself as my father. He demanded an explanation for why I, a woman, was the boss and accused me of stealing a man's job. I clarified that both John and my father-in-law were integral to the farming business, and it was only natural. Though somewhat convinced, my father questioned why I hadn't contacted them. I reminded him that he had disowned me, promptly hanging up and blocking his number. Moments later, my mother called, demanding money, stating that I was making $500 million a year and should send funds home. I explained that the business generated $500 million in total revenue, after covering expenses and employee salaries, leaving little left over. My mother accused me of lying, showing no embarrassment in persistently demanding money. Firmly, I asserted that I wouldn't send money to strangers, whether I had it or not, then hung up and blocked her number. I thought that would be the end of it, but I was mistaken. My parents, my brother, and his wife, whom I had never seen before, showed up uninvited at my in-laws' house. My father announced, "Hey, Emmy, want to hear the surprise? I'm revoking the dissownment." Their desperation for money was astounding. Even my mother-in-law couldn't hide her disbelief and asked, "What on earth is going on with you people?" The discomfort was evident, and my father-in-law and mother-in-law glared at my parents in silence. Even the employees had gathered, staring at my parents with astonishment. It was clear that my brother was not welcome either, but he retorted, "The real blood connections are us. We have the right to share the money you earn too." The woman who seemed to be my brother's wife nodded in agreement with his words. I was seething. "I don't think so. Even though we share a blood connection, there was no emotional connection at all. You treated me like a stranger and abandoned me." The emotional scars from being abandoned by my biological family resurfaced, and I was on the verge of tears once again. Just then, my husband John came and stood beside me. "Emmy is now a part of our family, even without you disowning her. We are perfectly happy. Please go home," he defended me firmly. The employees also spoke out against my parents, saying, "Were you thinking? How rude. There are many people on my side here." As I realized that this was where I truly belonged, I felt profound happiness. My brother grew angrier and yelled, "Shut up, you country bumpkins. You're all low-educated trash, aren't you? Obey what we say in silence." But John calmly replied, "Well, both my father and I are Ivy League graduates, and Amy has graduated from a well-known agricultural university." This revelation about our educational background seemed to catch my brother by surprise. "Why are you farming despite being graduates of top universities?" he blurted out. John responded confidently, "Farming is a respectable profession where we can fully utilize what we studied in college." I couldn't help but burst into laughter amidst the tension of the situation. "Brother, you've lost to John in everything," I said, feeling a sense of relief. Perhaps I had been too afraid of my brother and parents. I wanted to make it unequivocal one last time. "We are already strangers." I paused for a moment, deliberately shifting to a more polite tone. "So, I can't lend or give money to strangers. Please leave. If you cause a disturbance or act violently, I'll call the police and take legal action." I made it clear that our ties were severed. My in-laws and husband moved closer to me to shield me from any harm that my parents and brother might cause. I was deeply moved by their protective presence, feeling truly cherished. The employees also chimed in, shouting at my parents to leave. My parents, brother, and sister-in-law glared at us with resentment, but had no choice but to retreat. According to a story I later heard from my cousin, my brother and parents had attempted to get rich quickly through a business venture, accumulating debts. Instead of seeking financial assistance from me, that arrogant attitude had led to a significant failure, and now they were on the brink of bankruptcy. However, I had no intention of getting involved anymore. For me, my work was thriving, and I was surrounded by a true family, including respectable in-laws, a loving husband, and adorable children. I treasured every day, savoring the joy of life. In the aftermath of the tense confrontation with my estranged family, life continued to unfold in remarkable ways. I found solace and happiness in the warmth of my in-laws and my husband John, who stood by my side unwaveringly. The unwavering support of my new family proved to be the greatest treasure I could have asked for. My business continued to thrive, and I expanded it even further, working alongside my dedicated team. The success of our venture allowed us to explore new opportunities and make a positive impact on the community. We continued to provide high-quality, sustainable, and affordable products to our customers, and our business became a beacon of hope for those who believed in the power of hard work and resilience. The love and support I received from my husband John were an endless source of strength and inspiration. We cherished every moment raising our wonderful children in a nurturing environment filled with love and respect. The bonds between us grew stronger each day, and our home was filled with laughter and joy. Over time, I rekindled relationships with my extended family, including my cousin who had reached out to me. We forged deep connections based on trust, mutual respect, and shared values, a testament to the fact that family goes beyond blood. It is built on love, understanding, and shared experiences. As for my estranged family, they continue to face their own challenges and consequences. I wished them well from a distance but remained steadfast in my decision to focus on my own path. The scars of the past were no longer an open wound, but a reminder of the strength and resilience I had discovered within myself. In the end, my story was one of triumph over adversity, of finding love and belonging in unexpected places, and of building a life based on my own values and aspirations. It was a testament to the power of choice and the incredible capacity of the human spirit to endure and thrive in the face of challenges. With the passage of time, my business continued to flourish and evolved into a community-focused enterprise. We started supporting local farmers and artisans, expanding our product range to showcase the talents of our region. Our commitment to sustainable practices, along with our dedication to quality, gained us a loyal customer base. This connection with our community allowed us to give back in various ways, from supporting local charities to hosting events that celebrated our shared values. As our children grew, we instilled in them the importance of hard work, empathy, and resilience. They witnessed firsthand the importance of family, not solely defined by blood, but by love and shared experiences. Our home became a sanctuary for their growth and development, fostering an environment where they felt loved, nurtured, and encouraged to pursue their dreams. The support from my in-laws remained unwavering. They were not just in-laws. They were the family I had chosen, and I couldn't be more grateful for their love and acceptance. My mother-in-law, in particular, became a cherished friend and confidant, offering her wisdom and guidance as I navigated life's challenges. Meanwhile, my cousin and I continued to build a strong and lasting bond. Our regular interactions allowed us to strengthen our connection, and we often found ourselves sharing life's joys and challenges. This relationship was a testament to the enduring power of chosen family, where genuine love and understanding prevailed. In the broader scope of life, I found solace in my decision to leave the past behind. While my estranged family faced their own trials, I focused on the present and the future. My husband, my children, and the people who surrounded me were my pillars of strength, reminding me that a loving, supportive family can be found in unexpected places. My story serves as a reminder that family is not solely defined by blood ties. It is a connection born from love, shared values, and mutual respect. I had come a long way from being disowned by my biological family, and the journey had made me stronger, more resilient, and deeply appreciative of the true meaning of family and the love that can be found in the most unexpected places.